Watch out for
Mbappe,
Harry Kane, Vinicius Jr., Messi, Ronaldo, and Lamine Yamal if he recovers from injury in time.
Who's the best, chat? Who's the best? Yamal?
Just ask who is
Yamal the best?
which category
or Messi? Chat, we are back with another video. Today, we have the World Cup explained for beginners. Listen, gang, World Cup's going on currently right now. I live in America. I don't know shit about soccer, about the World Cup. We finna watch it. We finna see what it's about. We finna see, like, what even is it? I just know everybody is going crazy about it in other parts of the world. I don't know what the fuck's going on, so we're gonna watch. Let's go.
The World Cup is the biggest international football tournament in the world. Unlike club football, where teams like Real Madrid, Manchester United, Arsenal, or Barcelona compete, the World Cup is all about countries. Instead of supporting a club, fans are watching national teams like Brazil, Argentina, England, France, and many others compete to become world champions.
So the World Cup is about the country itself. Okay.
The tournament is organized by FIFA and usually takes place every 4 years. That is part of what makes it feel so special. You do not get a World Cup every season, you get one every 4 years. So every tournament feels like a major global event. At its simplest, the World Cup is football's way of answering one question: which country has the best national team in the world? Why does the World Cup matter? The World Cup matters because it is bigger than just another football tournament. For many countries, it becomes a national event. People who do not normally watch football suddenly tune in. Families, friends.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, gang. Like, since World Cup started, I've been seeing people talk about this sport that I know don't even watch soccer at all. I'm like, what? I've seen people that I know personally, chat, who have been talking about Argentina, Portugal, Norway, France. I'm like, nigga, when the fuck you start watching soccer? LARPers. As you can see, I'm trying to actually learn this shit. Give me the LARPers.
Cities and entire nations follow their team together because when your country plays, it feels personal. It also matters because players are not representing a club team that they play for every season. They're representing where they come from. That creates a different type of pressure. A mistake can hurt an entire nation, but a great performance can make a player a national hero.
So chat, question, if a player plays for a club team, what's a club team versus the country team? The same thing or different? Yeah, that's why I be confused. Like, what is a club team? And then I know you got like a country team, but what's a club team?
Hero forever. And because the World Cup only happens every 4 years, chances are limited. A great generation of players might only get 1 or 2 real opportunities to win it. That is why every match feels important and why winning the World Cup is seen as one of the biggest achievements in football or a player's career. Who gets to play in the World Cup? Not every country automatically gets to play in the World Cup. Before the tournament begins, countries have to qualify through their own region. Europe has its own process. South America has its
What? So just to get in the World Cup, you gotta qualify. Holy shit. Is soccer FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers? Chat, is soccer yearly? Does that ever stop? Does soccer ever stop?
Have to qualify through their own region. Europe has its own process. South America has its own, and Africa, Asia,
Bro, you tell me you have to go through all these teams just to get into the World Cup?
North America and Oceania all have their own routes too. The host nations qualify automatically. For everyone else, it has to be earned. For new fans, the easiest way to follow the teams is to think of it in 4 categories.
Wait, what did he say?
Nation fans, the host nations qualify automatically. For everyone else, it has to be earned. For new fans, the easiest way to follow the teams is to think of it in 4 categories. The favorites, nations with the squads and experience to go all the way. France, Brazil, Argentina, England, Spain, Germany, and Portugal are usually the suspects. The dark horses, they're the teams that could surprise everyone. Norway are a compelling example this year, qualifying for their first World Cup in decades with Erling Haaland leading their attack. The underdogs are nations who very few expect to go far, but who create the tournament's best stories. In 2022, Morocco reached a semi-final and Japan beat both Germany and Spain in the group stages. Nobody saw either coming. And the star players, the individuals who can change a game in one moment.
So let me see, who's the best teams? Just favorites. 2026 FIFA World Cup favorites to win each group. Group A, Mexico. Group B, Switzerland. Group C, Brazil. Group D, the USA. Holy shit. What? The USA is really that good like that? Damn. I look, thought USA was some shit when it comes to World Cup. Dead ass. I thought it was ass, but I guess we good then. All right, bet. Fuck it. Let's go away, my nigga. USA, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium. I never know it's Germany and Belgium's flag are literally the same, just flipped up. What the fuck? I've never noticed that. Same with Netherlands. Netherlands and French flag, they're the same. Flag just flipped on its axis, diagonal and horizontal. What the fuck? Just now seeing that shit. Spain, French, Argentina, Portugal, England. So out of these teams, these are the favorites to win each group.
Nations with the
Probably to win Cup 2026. Spain 40%, Brazil 11%. Damn, Spain 40%. Damn, is Spain that good? Holy fuck! I know this is Yamil Yamal. I don't know who this is. Mbappe. I don't know who this is, and that's Messi. Yeah, Messi. Argentina only had 9%, England 10%, and France 11%.
squads and experience to go all the way. France, Brazil, Argentina, England, Spain, Germany, and Portugal are usually the suspects. The dark horses. They're the teams that could surprise everyone. Norway are a compelling example this year, qualifying for their first World Cup in decades with Erling Haaland leading their attack. The underdogs are nations who very few expect
Costa
to go far,
Rica!
who create the tournament's best stories. In 2022, Morocco reached a semi-final and Japan beat both Germany and Spain in the group stages. Nobody saw either coming. And the star players. The individuals who can change a game in one moment. Watch out for Mbappe, Harry Kane, Vinicius Jr., Messi, Ronaldo, and Lamine Yamal if he recovers from injury in time. So when watching for the first time, don't just ask who is playing. Ask which.
Who's the best out of those players? Who's the best out of those players? Who's the best?
The star players. The individuals who can change a game in one moment. Watch out for Mbappe, Harry Kane, Vinicius Jr., Messi, Ronaldo, and Lamine Yamal if he recovers from injury in time.
Who's the best, Cat? Who's the best? Yamal?
Just ask who is
Yamal the best?
Ask which category they
or
fall
Messi?
into. How qualification works. Qualification is basically the road to the World Cup. Because there are so many countries in world football, FIFA does not simply put every nation into the final tournament. Instead, countries compete within their own football region, also known as a confederation. There are 6 main confederations. UEFA is Europe, CONMEBOL is South America, CAF is Africa, AFC is Asia, CONCACAF is North America, Central America, and the Caribbean, and OFC is Oceania. Each region gets a certain number.
See, I got confused. Already. What, my nigga?
Countries in world football. FIFA does not simply put every nation into the final tournament. Instead, countries compete within their own football region, also known as a confederation. There are 6 main confederations. UEFA is Europe, CONMEBOL is South America, CAF is Africa, AFC is Asia, CONCACAF is North America, Central America, and the Caribbean, and OFC is Oceania. Each region gets a certain number of World Cup places, and within each region, countries play a series of matches against each other over months or even years. The top finishers earn their place at the World Cup, so qualification can be very different depending on where a country is from. For some major nations, qualifying is expected. For others, simply reaching the World Cup is a historic achievement. And for the 2026 World Cup, this matters even more because the tournament has expanded from 32 teams initially to 48 teams, meaning more countries than ever will get the chance to play on the biggest stage in football. How the World Cup draw works. Once the teams have qualified, they are placed into the World Cup draw. The draw is where the tournament starts to take shape. It decides which team go into which groups, and who each country will face in the first stage of the competition. Teams are usually separated into different pots before the draw. These pots are mainly used to stop all the strongest teams being placed together straight away. So instead of having one group full of elite teams and another group full of weaker teams, the draws try to spread them out more evenly. But even with that system, some groups can still end up much harder than others. That is where the phrase group of death comes in. It usually means a group with several strong teams, where even a good side could be knocked out early. So the World Cup draw does not decide who wins the tournament, but it can make a country's path much easier or much harder.
So it depends on like how you draw. Like if you get drawn with like France, Argentina, Spain, England, or let's say you're Senegal, you get drawn with Spain, France, Argentina in one group, you're fucked. You're fucked. Deadass, you're fucked.
Group stage explained. The group stage is the first part of the World Cup. After the draw, teams are placed into groups of 4. Each team plays the other 3 teams in the group, giving every side 3 matches to prove themselves. The aim is to collect enough points to finish high enough in the table and reach the knockout stage. In the 2026 World Cup, the top 2 teams from each group advance automatically. On top of that, the 8 best third place finishers from across all groups also go through. So finishing third is not automatically the end, but it is a risk. This part of the tournament gives teams a little bit room for error. One bad result does not always end your World Cup, but it can also put you under serious pressure. For example, if a team wins its first match, they're usually in a strong position. But if a team loses their first match, their next game can suddenly feel like a must-win game. The group stage is where the tournament starts to build drama. Some favorites qualify comfortably, some big teams struggle, and sometimes smaller nations shock everyone. Points, goal differences, and tiebreakers. In the group stage, teams are ranked using points. A win gives you 3 points, a draw gives you 1 point, and the loss gives you 0 points. So if a team wins one match, draws one match, and loses one match...
Wait. These niggas got too much going on, bro. So you're telling me you play 3 matches apiece between 4 teams in one group. You each play 3 matches apiece. Yo, what?
Points, goal differences, and tiebreakers. In the group stage, teams are ranked using points. A win gives you 3 points, a draw gives you 1 point, and the loss gives you 0 points. So if a team wins one match, draws one match, and loses one match, they finish with 4 points. But sometimes 2 or more teams can finish level on point. When that happens, the tournament needs tiebreakers to decide who finishes higher. The main one is usually goal difference. This means the number of goals a team has scored minus the number of goals they've conceded. So if a team scored 5 goals and concedes 2, their goal difference is +3. But if they score 2 and concede 5, their goal difference is -3. This is why every goal matters in the World Cup. A late goal in a group stage match might not just change that game, it could decide who qualifies and who goes home. The knockout stage.
I'm so confused, man. So it's based off of points or based off of goals? Which one, my nigga? If it's off of points, then why? So if it's off of goals, if goals counts to points, then why the fuck do you care about the goals? I mean, I understand you want to make as many goals as possible. I'm so confused, gang.
The World Cup moves into the knockout stage. This is where the tournament becomes much more brutal. In the group stage, a team can lose a match and still recover. But in the knockout stage, there are no second chances. If you win, you move on. If you lose, your World Cup is over. The knockout stage follows a clear path. The last 32 starts the process, and the last 16, then the quarterfinals, then the semi-finals, and finally, the final itself. With every round, the field gets smaller and the stakes get higher. Although not literally, the field does not literally get smaller, it just means there's less teams. There is also a third place playoff, where the 2 losing semi-finalists play one final match to decide who finishes third in the tournament. But it is the final where everything comes together. The last 2 teams left compete to become world champions in front of a global audience of billions. This is also where pressure become world champions in front of a global audience of...
Final match viewership between Argentina and France was 242 million views. 2022, Qatar, Russia, 2018, 154. Oh, so France is really fucking good. So France is really good then. Okay.
This is also where pressure
becomes France so good?
Teams often play more carefully because one mistake, one red card, one missed chance, or one penalty shootout can send them home. So if the group stage is about surviving, the knockout stage is about handling pressure when everything is on the line. Extra time, penalties, and the final. In the group stage, matches can end in a draw. But in the knockout stage, every match needs a winner. So if a knockout game is level after 90 minutes, it goes to extra time. Extra time, as we've explained in previous videos, is 30 more minutes of football, split into 2 halves of 15 minutes. If one team is winning after extra time, they go through. But if the match...
I ain't gonna lie, chat. Soccer gotta be the most conditioned sport you ever have to play. Them niggas don't stop running, gang. I don't know how they do it. They don't stop fucking running, bro. I couldn't do that, bro. That's too much, bro. I'm just too much, bro. After 10 minutes, I'm done. I'm gassed.
Now, in the penalty shootout, each team takes turns sending individual players to take a shot from the penalty spot, one-on-one against the goalkeeper. Each side starts with 5 attempts. The team that scores the most wins. If it is still level after 5 each, it continues 1 penalty at a time until one team misses and the other team scores. This is one of the most dramatic moments in football, and it was also how the World Cup ended in 2022. Entire tournaments can come down to one player, one shot, and one goalkeeper guessing the right way. Eventually, the knockout stage leads to the final, the last match of the tournament, where the last 2 teams standing compete in front of a global audience of billions. The winner lifts the World Cup and becomes world champion. And that is the basic structure of the World Cup. However, if you want to take it further and get a proper grounding in football itself, I've put together the Football Explained Beginner Starter Pack. It covers the rules, positions, tactics, and trophies, and gets you from beginner to understanding football in 60 minutes or less.
Chat, that was a World Cup Explained for Beginners. W video. Still a little bit lost on the World Cup, you feel me, and soccer in general. Like, it was a lot going on for one sport, no cap. Still a little bit lost, but at least we now know we have a good ground system. So I bet. At least I know now the top teams, just France, Spain, England, Brazil, Portugal, and Argentina. At least now I know the point system. I know that it's grouped. There were qualifiers. There's knockout stages. I got a little bit of grabs now. I'm gonna keep grinding this shit out, chat. I'm gonna fucking figure this soccer shit out. Still need a team, bro. Still need a team. If not, I'm going with Argentina. I'm going with France. I'm going with anybody who wins. I don't care. I'm going with anybody who wins. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you want more of these videos. Have a good day. Signing off.